We're in Athens, Ohio for this football game, and there's an energetic crowd awaiting the opening kickoff. Hello, everyone. I'm Brad Nessler, and beside me in the booth is Kirk Herbstreit. Erin Andrews is also with us. She'll be reporting from the sidelines. Tonight's college football action is brought to you by Spark, because better athletes make better football players. Our game's between the Kent State Golden Flashes and the Ohio Bobcats. And here come the Bobcats. We've had some great games so far this season, and this one has all the makings to be another fantastic one. For Kent State, they've got the difficult task of dealing with a very heady linebacker today.
He'll be keeping tabs on a really good running back today. This ought to be a fun chess match.
Now let's take you down to midfield for the coin toss, presented by Spark, because better athletes make better football players. Miller has the ball set how he wants it, and we're just about ready to kick this game off, folks. From the 5-yard line. He makes it to the 28-yard line. For Kent State, what are you looking for from their offense?
This is definitely a pass-first offense with lots of short, safe routes. They like to integrate a lot of different wide receivers, especially the backs and tight ends. And once they've got you going, they'll start using the run. It's somewhat conservative, but they can kill you with ball control.
2nd and 3, ball on their own 35. Inside handoff. He makes it to the 38-yard line. So it's 3rd down, and they're just inches away from picking up the 1st down. And this crowd trying to will their defense to make a stop here on 3rd and short. Catches it, and he's looking for more. Down the sideline, and they bring him down at the 31. What a pretty pass play.
This is just a simple play-action pass. The defense here bid on the fake just enough, allowing the quarterback to find an open target, and the result is a big gainer.
So the big gain resulting from the pass play leaves us with a 1st and 10. Smith back to pass. Passes to the wide out, and he can't pull it in. It's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line. Alston gets the ball. Nice run to the left there. Alston picks up about 4 yards on the play. 3rd down, and they need to get it to the 21. They come out in a 5-wide set. They'll keep it on the ground again. They got to him, and he did not get the 1st down. They had a moderate amount of yards to gain, and they'll end up a foot or two shy.
Yeah, the defense closed up that hole just in time.
He gets it up, and it's long enough. And he splits the uprights. And he's got to be happy about that kick.
Oh, no question. This kid is just a solid kicker.
The score now, Kent 3, Ohio 0. Kent State to kick. it from the 5. He makes it to the 25-yard line. They'll get the ball here at the 25. It's 1st and 10. Screen pass. He's got his halfback. He tackles him for a loss. Taken back a yard.
They really just didn't have any room to work on that play. The defense just suffocated them there.
Hawk options right side. He's gobbled up in the backfield.
I'll tell you what, for a defensive back, this kid is a sure tackler, and he showed it right there.
Drops back to pass. Looking deep to the right. This one will fall incomplete.
The defense always likes to see a pass broken up, but getting the turnover would have been really big.
And he makes it out to about the 47-yard line. Not a bad return. They'll take over at the 47-yard line. Kent State has a 3-point lead. Smith drops to throw. Tackle at the 48-yard line. Called his own number on that one.
I like the idea of trying to run here, but the defense really made him pay the price for trying to run.
Handoff brought down quickly. 3-yard gain by the running back. From the 49-yard line, 3rd down. So this crowd is making their presence felt. He's looking to pass. A little laundry on the field, and we'll find out whose it is. They'll line up for another 3rd down play because of the penalty.
Well, here you're in a 3rd down situation, and then someone makes a mental mistake. It makes your blood boil if you're a coach.
3rd down, and they need to get it inside the 43. The crowd is really letting them hear it. Smith drops back. He wants the long ball. Almost intercepted.
Well, that's one effective way to slow these guys down, getting a hand between the ball and the receiver.
He really got a hold of that one. He takes it in at the 14. They bring him down, and they bring him down hard on that one. He did a good job there to give his team decent field position. They'll set up shop at the 28. Hawk on the option, laterals back. He takes it right side for a good gain. From their own 33-yard line, 2nd down. They bring him down in the backfield.
Sometimes a play is not going to work for whatever reason. Doesn't mean you throw the play away. You just need to execute better next time.
Drops back to pass. The defender had it and then dropped it. And that makes it 4th down.
Boy, great defense on that play. They were expecting the pass, and they defended it very well by getting a hand in there to break up the play.
Gets to about the 37-yard line. Nice yardage on the run back. They'll take over at the 37-yard line. We've got a 1st and 10. On the ground with the tailback. Gets out to around the 45. from the 45-yard line. It's first down. Pitch play, looking for the corner. He makes it to the 45-yard line. Maybe a yard on the run by the tailback.
You're not going to be able to get by a sure tackler like this linebacker too often.
Smith steps back to pass. With the pass, incomplete. Third down, and they need to get it down to the 35. He's going to air it long. He's all the way home. Touchdown.
Excellent play here by the quarterback, making the proper reads and finding his playmaker for the score.
It was a pretty simple route, but they run it to perfection for the score. And he tacks on the extra point. A 4-play, 62-yard drive, and it results in a touchdown.
Brad, I thought that was a textbook drive. I thought they did a really good job of showing balance, mixing the play calling with the run and the pass. Just an overall well-executed touchdown drive.
So our score, 10-0. They'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They'll start this drive at the 28. Over the middle. Picked off from the deflection. Brought down at the 49. It's the safety who's in the right place at the right time.
The quarterback has to know where the safety is when he makes this kind of throw. Right here, he just tried to force something that wasn't there.
From the 49-yard line, it's first down. They go to the ground game. And now he's got room to run. To the 10. And he scores. Touchdown.
Just a great effort there. Once he had some space, it was off to the races.
And he tacks on the extra point. Kent State is ready to kick it away. He's to the 10. He's taken down at the 27. They'll get the ball here at the 27-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. He goes out of bounds at the 29. That'll be a 2-yard gain.
But this kid's just a sophomore. He'll learn how to break those short catches into big gains.
Throws, and he's right there to knock it away.
He showed you some of his natural athletic ability following the play and making a really quick stab to knock away the pass.
He drops back. He's going to go for the home run. Oh, he had the pick and he dropped it.
It can be tough making a play on the ball sometimes, but that's probably a pick he should have made. He's to the 40.
He makes it out to maybe the 46-yard line. Not a bad return. This drive will start at the 46. First down, 10 yards to go. Smith back to throw. He airs it out. A little too wide, incomplete. He led his wide receiver too far to the outside.
Yeah, he just had to pull the string a little bit more there.
Well, I think he came down with it, but from up in the booth, it's hard to tell.
After review, the call on the field is overturned.
Well, they get it right after the review. They call it a catch, and play will continue. And the safety with the interception. A well-timed interception there.
Well, they're still down by a couple of scores, but the turnover certainly helps their chances. If they score on this drive, they're right back in the game.
From their own 20-yard line. First down. Hawk on the run. And they hit him in the backfield.
He just timed the snap count there and really made a nice play.
Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 20-yard line. Caught and big hit there to stop him. That pass play gets him roughly 3 yards.
Well, it's a good job here to just secure the football, but he just doesn't have enough speed to turn that into something big.
After one quarter, it's already getting ugly. With the score, Kent 17, Ohio nothing. From their own 23-yard line, third down. Here's the give. He's out to the 30. And he is drilled at the 31-yard line. And he just made it past the first down line.
Boy, big play there, Brad, on third down. Good job of running the football there.
We've got a first and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line. Looks to the back and can't connect. Well, he tried to thread the needle with that pass.
Well, here the quarterback makes a poor decision throwing into coverage. He needs to look at his progression and find the second and third receiver.
Tackled outside after a nice pickup. They'll line it up again on third down. Hawk drops to throw. Passes, and it's almost picked off.
It's always big when you can get in the way of a pass on third down because you know the offense is bringing it.
He's out to the 30. There's a flag on the field, and I think I have a good feeling of what this might be.
Holding on the receiving team.
These are the calls that drive a coach crazy. Senseless penalties can sometimes be the difference between winning and losing the game.
From their own 24-yard line, first down. Alston on a pitch to the left. Nice run to the outside. And they pick up a good 7 yards on the pitch to the halfback. From their own 31-yard line, second down. He drops back. Airing it out long. And he's hit immediately. He gets to 100 yards receiving with that grab.
This guy's capable of doing this game in and game out. He's that good.
First down. They'll line it up at the 12. They're back in the red zone where they have really struggled lately. Here's a run up the gut, but nothing going there. Alston gets 3 yards on the play. It's second down at their opponent's 8-yard line. Oh, my, diving in for the touchdown. So it's the running back who shows off his hands on the touchdown.
It's such a bonus to have a back who can contribute to the passing game.
And he adds the extra point. A 4-play, 76-yard drive, and they get it in for 7. The score now, 24-0. Kent State to kick. The offense will start at the 20-yard line. Back to pass. It's a fumble. It's scooped up, and it's a lineman that's got it.
Close one there. Maybe the ball carrier will try a little harder to secure the ball next time.
So the question here is whether or not his knee hit the ground before the ball came out. Well, after seeing the replay, it was apparent that his knee was down before he lost the ball.
Yep, those guys in the booth aren't perfect, but they got it right this time.
Hawk steps back to pass. He's under pressure. Steps up in the pocket. He's tackled at the 24-yard line. Hawk picks up a yard on the scramble. It's third down and 6 to go. Ball on the 24. Owens gets the ball. Makes it to the 34. And that'll give him another first down.
Excellent job there, Brad, of running the football. That was good execution by this offense.
We've got a first and 10. Ball on the 34-yard line. Runs left and can't get back to the line of scrimmage. So the halfback loses about 2 on the run. From their own 32-yard line. Second down. Back to the tailback, and he's hit immediately for a loss.
Personal foul. Face mask on the defense. First down.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 45-yard line. Hawk to the air on first down. Second down, 10 to go. Ball on their own 45. Here's the run right. He's got nowhere to go. Nowhere to go for the halfback. That's a loss of 1. Third down now, and they need to get it inside the 45. Houston takes the give. Nice run up the middle.
You know, great effort here by the ball carrier, but I think they need to pass in that situation most of the time.
So it's 4th down. They come out in a punt formation.
Sometimes it's not the huge distance, but precision that you need from your punter. Nicely done.
From their own 14-yard line. 1st down. Beverly takes a handoff. They'll wrestle him down in the backfield. Loss of 2 by the halfback. Second down and 12. Ball on their own 12. Here's the halfback. Makes it out to about the 23. It's 3rd down, and this offense is about 3 feet away from that 1st down marker. Another handoff, and look out. Brought down with only one man to beat.
This back might need a breather after that run, but when he comes back, just give it to him again.
First and 10. Ball on the 50. Tillman gets a handoff to the right. He has some room. He's got everybody beat. Touchdown, Golden Flashes. Another touchdown. Why not?
This just goes to show you that there is more to playing defense than emotion. You can't continuously play out of position like this, or you're going to find yourself in a lot of mismatches. And today, those mismatches have turned into touchdowns.
He makes the PAT. A 4-play, 86-yard drive, and they come away with a touchdown.
Boy, that is scoring in a hurry. This offense is looking more and more explosive.
Kent State to kick this one off. From the 7. And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line. They'll take over at the 31. First down, 10 yards to go. Hawk options out. They'll get him for a loss.
From a defensive coordinator standpoint, it can really help out your scheme when you get excellent run support by the corner.
The offense calls a timeout, and that was their first timeout. Hawk, the ball carrier. And he carries the ball for a nice gain. Third and 5. Ball on the 35-yard line. Owens gets it on the inside. Makes it out to about the 43. And that is going to be enough for the first.
You and I talked about him earlier in the game. What impressed me there is he knew exactly where he needed to go to get the first down the whole time.
First down, looking to throw. There's a very impressive open field tackle. First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 43-yard line. Tailback brought down for a loss.
I don't think the play developed the way it was supposed to, and the net result is a loss.
From the 43-yard line, it's second down. The offense calls a timeout. Hawk drops to throw. Brought down at the 28-yard line.
That's a really nice gain, but, you know, he didn't get out of bounds, and that could end up costing him.
Hawk back to throw. He keeps it. Tackle at the 14-yard line. Good yardage there on the scramble.
Well, you have to credit the quarterback here. He's not the most fleet-footed guy on the field, but notice how he has the awareness and the composure to know when to tuck it and go. And as a result, he comes up with a big play.
It's second and 10. And this is the 9th play of the current drive. Hawk drops to throw. He's got it with room to run. Good open field tackle. Back to pass. So it's fourth down. They'll line this up, and it'll be about a 21-yarder. And he's got it. Miller has his kick team lined up, and he is set to kick this one off. He's to the 10. Across the 30. And he's tackled at the 41. That was a nice kick return.
Yeah, and for this defense, they're going to have to step it up a notch.
They'll start at the 41-yard line. They'll throw on first down. And they bring him down at the 24. That's a first down as they hooked up on the deep route.
And the defender just got outrun and outplayed by the receiver. He wanted it more, and that allowed him to make a heck of a play.
We played 2 quarters, and it hasn't been pretty. Our score, Kent 31, Ohio 3. Kent State is lining up to get this second half started. Owens fields it at the 2. And he's tackled at the 27-yard line. We'll take a moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Aaron Andrews.
It wasn't very pretty out there in that half, Brad, and there wasn't much to say on the losing sideline. The coach knows his guys can play better, and he said he has to find a way to keep them motivated. And for Kent State, their pass rush hasn't generated 1 sack yet. Guys?
Here they go, looking to give their fans something big to get excited about. The offense will take over at the 27. They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. The lineman got a little ahead of the snap count. Here's the call.
Dead ball. 1 start on the offense. Still first down.
So the penalty will make it 1st and 15. Hawk on the run. Gets to about the 24-yard line. Second and 12 coming up here. Ball on the 24-yard line. Going right to his tailback. Excellent open field tackle. A 3-yard gain on the old screen pass.
The offense is trying to get the ball into the hands of the halfback here, and he did a pretty good job of getting a few yards, but the defense was just swarming to the ball right there.
Hawk back to pass. Well, the defense stood tall there.
Boy, the defense did what they had to do to get 3 and out and now get the offense back on the field.
He's to the 40. He's tackled at the 47-yard line. He showed a good burst there. They'll start at the 47. First down, 10 to go. And it's caught, and he's tackled right away. That little play action good for about 4 yards. It's second down, 6 to go. Ball on the 49. Straight in the middle, and he meets the defense. And the halfback's got nowhere to go. Third down, and they need to get it inside the 43. Kent State up by a bunch. Smith back to throw. Slings it out there incomplete.
Can't ask for much more than a 3 and out. Great job, defense.
Fourth down. The punter comes on the field, getting ready to send one off. This one will go into the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20. They'll set up shop at the 20. We've got a 1st and 10. Handoff to the right. Nice gain as he works the right side. Owens picks up about 4 yards on the play. From their own 24-yard line. Second down. They'll bring him down at the 40-yard line.
Man, did he ever sell the run? The defense took the bait, and that hesitation was enough to give the receiver room to make the catch.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 40-yard line. There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. Caught by the sophomore. Tackle made at the 41-yard line. Riley only gains about a yard with that catch. From their own 41-yard line, it's second down. Handoff, and he's met immediately. Nowhere to go for the halfback. That's a loss of 1. Third down now, and they need to get it out to midfield. Hawk drops back to pass. It's broken up. So fourth down coming up.
And give credit to the defense there. They played very disciplined and were able to break up the pass.
He makes it out maybe to the 26-yard line.
Decent effort. He's not the type of guy to call a fair catch very often. He does have the ability to make guys miss.
The defense did a nice job shutting down the offense the last time they had the ball. Beverly hits it on the inside. Tackle at the 34. Beverly gains around 8 yards on the run. So it's second down and about 2 yards to go. Kent State up by a big margin. Tosses it out. At the 40. Inside the 30. The 10. Touchdown! Huge play. 3 rushing touchdowns on the ground today for this young man.
Boy, this guy's been huge today. It's been a big part of the reason that his team has the lead.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. A quick 2-play, 74-yard drive, and it's good for 7 points.
And Brad, right now, the offensive line just winning the battle in the trenches, opening up some big running lanes.
So our score, 38-3. Fielded at the 9. And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line. This drive will start at the 31. 1st and 10. Hands it off inside. Brought down. Houston gains about 2 yards on the run. From their own 33-yard line, it's 2nd down. Hawk options out to the left. He makes it out to maybe the 36-yard line. So they pick up 3 on the option keeper. From their own 36-yard line, 3rd down. There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. Short pass, middle of the field. And he's level at the 47-yard line.
Well, as you just saw right there, the screen pass can be a very effective weapon for an offense, especially when they're disciplined and when the receivers are patient.
First and 10. Ball on their own 47. Hawk, the ball carrier. And he's stopped behind the line. And the linebacker comes up and makes a big stop.
This is textbook. This is how you're supposed to play against the run.
Catches it, and that's all. A gain of 6.
It's a decent pickup that time on a well-designed play.
And once again, they'll come to the line, trying to convert on 3rd down. They'll bring him down at the 47-yard line.
Well, that's one of those plays where the wide receiver is expected to make something happen after the reception, but the defense wasn't giving up anything.
And for Beverly, putting up good numbers.
Yeah, he sure is, Brad. And the thing that really impresses me is his ability to make the first guy miss. Anytime you can make that guy miss, it allows you to turn a routine play into a big play. There's no doubt that this kid is one of the elite playmakers in all of college football. He's a threat to take it the distance every single time he touches it.
He did what most people expected him to do in this one, and that's dominate. We'll see if that's enough in the end. They run straight, brought down quickly. The halfback picks up a yard. 2nd down. They're deep in their own territory. To the right and tackled immediately. Maybe a yard on the run by the tailback. They line up at the 3. 3rd down. He gets another carry. Gets out to around the 18. They just did what they had to do there.
That was a big opportunity lost there for the defense. But they still have these guys pinned back pretty deep, so they can't back down now.
From their own 18-yard line, it's first down. Here's a throw, and it's almost picked.
The quarterback threw it right into the hands of the safety. I can't believe he dropped it.
From their own 18-yard line, it's second down. Smith drops back. Decides to tuck it in, and he's got space. And there's a penalty on the play. Let's see who it's on.
Holding on the offense. Still second down.
So it's second down and long now after the penalty. Run the middle and nothing there. Tillman gets about a yard on the play. Well, they've converted one third down play on this drive, but now they're faced with a third and long. Smith drops back to pass. Incomplete, and that wasn't the greatest pass in the world.
Well, I don't know how anybody can throw a great pass while getting drilled like that.
Heading to the fourth quarter, this one is well in hand. With the score, Kent 38, Ohio 3. Fourth down, the punt team is on the field looking to kick this one away. And he's taken down at the 48. He really didn't have any room to work on that punt return.
Yeah, but his blockers have to do a better job of helping him out. They didn't hold the coverage team at bay. They just let him right through.
We'll see if they can capitalize on the good field position. Throws. And he was that close to turning that into a big play. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 18. Hawk looking to throw on first down. Brought down in the open field. The quarterback trying to make a play.
Well, he did a nice job of getting some yards there on the scramble, but he needs to learn to slide to avoid those big hits.
Delayed handoff. Makes it out to maybe the 13-yard line. And he manages to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. From the 13-yard line, it's third down. Hands it to the back. They'll knock him down for a loss. Well, they try to keep it on the ground for the first down.
You know, Brad, here the defense just steps up and makes a play, stopping them and bringing up fourth down.
Empty backfield, quarterback in the gun, 5 wide receivers. That's a great tackle at the 7.
Oh, that was a big conversion. You could just see the other team's offense itching to get back on the field.
First down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line. Hawk on the option. He makes it out to maybe the 7-yard line. So he decides to hold on to it, and it goes nowhere. It's second down. On the 6, going in. I'm pretty sure they won't win it, but they haven't quit yet. And a nice catch by the receiver for the touchdown.
Anytime you're near the red zone, you got to keep an eye for this guy. They love going to him down here.
he converts the extra point. A 7-play, 49-yard drive. And they get it in for 7. The score now, 38-10. He's tackled at the 39-yard line. Well, any dreams they had of a comeback just ended right there.
Yeah, Brad, even if they were able to recover that onside kick, they still probably would not have had enough time.
Their last drive ended in a punt, so this quarterback's going to be looking for something better on this drive. Pulls down the catch, and he's got room here. And down he goes at the 33. 5, maybe 6 on that screen pass.
He executed the screen play well here by getting the ball to the halfback to pick up some yards.
Up the middle. He makes it out to maybe the 30-yard line. Beverly gets 3 yards on the play. From the 30-yard line, it's 3rd down. Swings it left. He's got his fullback. Tackle made at the 27-yard line.
Well, it wasn't the flashiest pass, but I guarantee you everybody on the offensive sideline is happy with the result.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 27. Smith with the option. He sheds it. Makes it out to about the 19. We got a 2nd and 2. Ball on the 19. Give to the tailback. Big play there, and now they're looking at 1st and goal.
That makes it 1st and goal.
First down, 8 yards from the end zone. Smith back to throw. Throws it, watch out. Oh, almost had a pick.
Yeah, the quarterback's breathing a huge sigh of relief because he got away with throwing what should have been an interception.
Gets to about the 5-yard line. The back gets 3 on the carry. It's 3rd and goal from the 5. Let's see if they can put this one in. Smith back to pass. I don't really know what this one's for. Let's find out.
Holding on the offense.
I'm really not so sure what he's waiting for. He had some open receivers. He's going to have to pin that one on himself.
And they tack on 3 points. Kent State is ready to kick it away. Owens from the 7. And he's taken down at the 30-yard line. They'll start this drive at the 30. Hawk drops back to pass. Runs with it, and he's got room. He's tackled in the open field.
The quarterback didn't see anybody open downfield, so he took it himself and picked up some decent yardage.
From their own 36-yard line, 2nd down. Just under 3 to go in regulation. Screen to the back, no good.
Here's a case of a quarterback so eager to make a play that he failed to see the danger of that attempt and nearly gave the ball away.
They come out in an empty backfield.
It's always big when you can get in the way of a pass on third down because you know the offense is bringing it.
Fourth down, and they're ready to punt this one away. And he just got stood up right there.
You're always looking for the home run return, the big highlight. Didn't happen there, but he still got him a couple yards.
Both teams are playing out the stretch here. You want to get experience for guys who normally don't get in the game and try to avoid injuries. Here's the halfback. Makes it to the 41. A gain of 8 on the carry. Second down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down. Just over 2 minutes in the game. Little handoff. They'll bring him down at the 45. He just continues to power his way through the defense, and he's now at 200 yards for the game.
Really quality game for this guy today. He ought to be very happy with his production.
They didn't snap the ball in time.
Dead ball. Way of game. On the offense. Still first down.
So the penalty makes it 1st and 15. Tackled after a decent pickup. Beverly picks up about 7 yards on the run. From the 43-yard line, it's second down. We have less than a minute to go. Beverly again, and he's tackled after positive yardage. Beverly gains 7 yards on that play. So it's third down, and they've got about 2 yards to go. And that should do it. Our final tally in this one. Kent 41, Ohio 10. As we wrap this game up, Kirk, what final thoughts do you want to share?
Well, I think intimidation may have played a factor in this game today. Ohio did not believe that they had a chance in this one from the start. You could see it in their eyes. You know what? Football is not just a game of brawn or muscle. It's a game that also requires a lot of mental preparation. These guys were not mentally prepared to win this football game.
And for Beverly, his great performance earns him our player of the game. For Ohio, been a pretty tough year so far as they fall to 2-3. And for Kent State, they continue what should be a strong season by increasing their mark to 4-1. That brings this broadcast to a close. For EA Sports, Aaron Andrews and Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brad Nessler. We'll see you soon for another edition of NCAA Football 12.